everybody. Today we're going to be making a steamboat. So the materials that are needed again are just the materials that you received in your kit. And then just like some of the others, if you would like to color your pieces, you can color the sails of your boat. You can color the fronts and the backs because they're white. Crayons, color pencils, markers, paint would even work. On the foam, I don't know if crayons will work so well, but I definitely think that markers would work good on those parts. Okay, so the first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna start with the foam, the base here of the boat itself. So before you get started, these little pieces initially are there, so you're gonna wanna pop those out. And then there's also in these pre-cut holes, there's some foam, so you want to use the little dowels that come with it, and you can just punch those out, which I already did beforehand. So we're going to take the rudder, which is this part, and these little notches here are going to fit right into the cutouts on the boat. So all you have to do is, I'm going to turn mine upside down, and I'm going to put it in there, and all you do is set it in there, and there it is. Okay, so now my boat's going to want to stand off to the side. So the rudder, what this does, now this in this model, it doesn't move, but in a real boat that sits on water and actually goes, if you want to go straight, this rudder would be straight. If you want to move to the left or to the right, the rudder would turn to direct the boat in whatever direction it would need to go. So the next thing we're gonna do is, I'm gonna move that, we're gonna take our sail pieces, and you have a variety of shapes and sizes, and then you're going to use your two little dowel rods here to put your sails on. And you're just gonna, you can choose to put whichever one. Maybe you just want to put one on this one. You can kind of almost like bend it in half and just put the dowel rod through. Now, especially on this smaller one, you might want to give it a, oh, that didn't work. You might want to give it a little bend, and that way it'll fit on there like that. And maybe on this one, let's see, I'm just gonna kind of pinch the two sides together and then line it up like that. And it's like a kebab, it's like a skewer the way you put these on. And I'm gonna put those two there. And this one we can save for later, or we could swap them out. And then you have five pre-cut holes, so you can put these wherever you want. So maybe you want to put one there, then you want to put this one in that hole, and see how your boat would float. So you would have to then put it into some water, and you can either use a straw, and you could blow some air pressure onto the back of the sails, which would then propel your boat forward. And like we said earlier, because the rudder is fixed and it's not gonna move, your boat should travel in a relatively straight line. So you could kind of test some different sail designs and setups and see which one might work a little better. Maybe you wanna flip these, maybe put this one in the very, very front, and maybe put this one behind it, or put this one back here. So you can kind of go through and see what's going to work best for you and your boat. You can also use a hair dryer on a lower setting, just to, and maybe hold it a little bit further away, and that'll create some air pressure to make your boat float. So like I said, try out some different things and some different designs with your sails, turn them different ways. If you have a tiny hole punch, you could even hole punch some holes here, and then you could flip that one this way, and then you have that extra one that you can also swap out and see how things go. So you want to see if there's a difference depending on where you put the dowels. Will it go a shorter distance, a longer distance, if the bigger sail is in the front, or is it in the back? So continue to make changes until you make your optimal steamboat.